Good evening, everyone, and welcome. It is so good to see all of you again. Before some of you got on, I was thinking back that the first call in January was the last time I've seen your faces. And I was in Miami on the second one, and then I couldn't be on the switch date that we did so quickly in February. So I'm happy to be here and to see all of you. And much as I want to share my takeaways from Miami, I'm going to hope that that gets worked into the next multi-nations call, because I was torn between that and what won out is what's not going to be here by the time we meet again, and that is power to district manager. So we only have 2 more weeks that I can talk about that. And so that was, clearly what tipped the scales. And I'm going to go in that direction tonight and jump right in. So because I have a lot to say, but I can get it done all by 9 if I just jump right now. So this power to district manager, if you're on here and you're already a district manager or up, it still all applies. It applies to all of our personal businesses. It applies to everyone who has a goal of earning the Punta Cana trip. It has everything to do with how we would help new consultants do the same thing in their start month or in any month that they decide they're ready to do it. Because if they've reached 3,500 in their start month, they'll know they've only got 2,500 to go to finish. So after this month, as you probably know, district manager qualifications will go back to being 6,000 over 1 or 2 months. So think of this month as though Arbonne Corporate just called you and said, I have a $2,500 order I'm going to place with you today. And then you place it and go, now I only have 3,500 left to finish district. That is in effect what's happening right now. And you have the balance of 3,500 and you have district manager. So many of you already have some of that if you're one of those who are working towards district. But I always like to work out Arbonne math in the worst case scenario. So let's say you have 0 right now and you're thinking, oh, she's going to talk about power to district. I wish I'd paid more attention to this on February 1st. Haven't done anything yet, and it's too late for me. I want to assure you it is not at all too late. And I'm going to give some action steps, but I'm not going to start there. I'm going to start with Dr. Tom Barrett's 4 ingredients for success from his book, Success Happens. And I quote from him all the time. I heard him probably a couple of times live in my first 2 or 3 years in business. And he said, every single one of you need to memorize these 4 ingredients for success. And they are important and they're not hard to memorize. I asked Connolly if she would type them in while I'm sharing them so you can, get it from either one of us. Number 1 is to decide what you want. Second is to decide what you're willing to give up or exchange in order to get what you want. Number 3 is associate with the people who will help you get what you want. And the 4th is to have a plan that works and work the plan. So if Connolly's got them up there, which she does, I'm going to keep on going and y'all can copy what you need to from there. So that decide word, it's not the first time we've talked about that. It goes way beyond, yeah, I'd like for this to happen. It would be nice if this happened. Have you decided to promote to district while it's on sale for almost 50% off? There's someone, you wouldn't recognize the name, but I never name names anyway, who was a district manager several years ago, who worked consistently for several months, even promoted a district manager in that time, and then stopped doing exactly what's in that list, stopped carving out those chunks of time, stopped making those exchanges in the short run to get what she said she wanted in the long run, stopped plugging in, which you all are plugging in tonight or plugging in by watching the recording. Plugging in is also reaching out to your upline for help, for guidance, encouragement, wisdom. Stopped doing that and stopped working the plan, lost district manager, and then years later, said to me, Arbonne just didn't work out for me. I was just, all I could do not to say hello. Arbonne is not meant to work for you. You've heard me say that before. Arbonne is never supposed to work for us. We have the opportunity to use this vehicle called Arbonne to work for ourselves, to work for our dreams, for our family, to be in a position to give back and make a difference if that's something that's important to you as well. I used to share this a lot in opportunity presentations, and I have to go find who this is from before I ever share it again. But it's 3 main reasons for earning an income. The first one being to survive, to meet the basic needs. The second one being to go beyond your needs and expand your life. And the third one is to be able to make a contribution to the world. We talk about that a lot in Arbonne, about leaving a legacy, about giving back. And so a good question to ask yourself is, which of these 3 do you want to live in? I know that this opportunity is what has taken us out of living out the rest of our lives in that first one, survive, has taken us on into that second one and on into that third one to get to really be able to be making contributions and giving back. And so decide which one of those you want to live in, and then seize the opportunity to take advantage of this step 1 towards this kind of freedom, which is that promotion to district manager while it's on sale. The Energy Bus ties right into this. It has become a favorite book of mine. Raise your hand if you've read that. Kate's nodding. Have you read that one? Or you've heard me talk about it. You're going, oh, there she's talking about Energy Bus again. Several of you have read that. Can't recommend it highly enough. There's 10 rules in it. Don't tune me out when you hear rules, because it's a storybook, right? Those of you who've read it, you get involved in the story and you're learning these principles as you go. So I'm only going to share 2 of these rules in it tonight. The first one is, you're the driver of your bus. And the first words under that are, surprise, decide what you want. There it is again. So I encourage you tonight, especially if you have not taken the time to really reflect on where you're going this year, on where you want to be at the end of 2022, to write down, and that's different than thinking about it, but to take pen and paper, because your mind gets under control when you have pen and paper than when you're just thinking and thoughts are, squirrels all over the place. But write it down, the answers, or finish the sentences to these just 3 simple prompts. The first one is, this is straight out of the Energy Bus. I didn't make this up, but I love these, and I've written these things down for myself. The first one is, my vision for my life, including my health, is. Okay, vision for my life, including my health. The second one, my vision for my work, career, and team is. Work, career, team. And the third one, my vision for my relationships and family is. So life, work, career, team, then relationships, family. Okay, rule number 2. So that's, knowing where you want to go. Rule number 2 is, desire, vision, and focus move your bus in the right direction. It all starts with thoughts. The more that we think about and focus on something, the more it shows up in our lives. I love how, this is straight from the book, that we live in an energy field of dreams. So I'm going to say, pop quiz, who knows the famous line from the movie Field of Dreams? Either unmute and say it or type it in there. Somebody is bound to have watched Field of Dreams. Oh my goodness. Anyone? Yes, thank you, Fran. Don't leave me hanging out here. If you build it, they will come. That is the line all the way through. I knew someone had to know that. So the same is true here. If you build it in your mind, focus on seeing it and take action, the success will come. Maybe we need to have a team movie night if no one else has watched that. It's a great movie. Go watch it. So it's building it in your mind first. I'm reading this book for the 3rd time right now. I don't want to miss anything in here. It takes a while for it to just, get something different every time you go back through it. So let's just say you decide to promote to district this month, even if you still need that full 3,500. Now, what are the action steps you can take? First, I'm going to say break it down. And the good news on the price increase is it takes a little less numbers of products being sold. They add up a little faster with the QV going up as well. So the QV, if you haven't looked it up, for the 30 Days to Healthy Living set is now $335, and the Age Well set is $295. So it would take an average of 11 orders if it were all full sets. So one way would be to just really focus on sharing the 30 Days to Healthy Living. I know a lot of people out there, not our preferred clients, but just a lot of people in general, resolved to make better choices in nutrition and in their habits when the new year started. And a lot of people, just like I used to do too, thought they could just do better, be smarter, eat less, cut a little bit of the sugar and the things they knew that they but just didn't have a plan. And we have a plan. We have a really great plan. So start with the commitment to do the 30 days to healthy living yourself. I did not have a story worth sharing about it until I actually did it and quit doing it ish, but did it completely by the book. If you do it by the book, you will have a story. I can look at several of you on here. I know your stories. You have them because I'm looking at you, Janet. I love hearing your story. And yours, Fran, and yours, Kate. I mean, all of you, that so many have those stories. So do it yourself and look for 5 others to do it with you. You're set, and their 5 would be 6 of the 11. Then if you could get each one of those to ask a friend, and they'll probably have to ask more than one to find someone to do that. You could offer them something, offer a bag of fit shoes. I don't know how you do 30 days without the fit shoes. Do offer them something if they will find one person to do it with them. That would be the remaining 5, and poof, you're a district. And I know that, that is a way that absolutely on paper, it will work. You doing it, 5 others, and each of them asking one more. But the real question, of course, is where are those 5 going to come from? Tell me where those 5 are coming from. So it comes from asking. There's no secret sauce to it. It comes from asking for referrals, asking for a one-time favor from 3 friends to get a few of their friends together for either a healthy happy hour in person. Love Cecilia Stoll's new healthy living presentation that I just posted about a week ago. Or it could be the 15-minute virtual on either Facebook or Zoom. And if you feel rusty on anything virtual, then watch Amber Fry tomorrow night. If you've seen my post, Megan Buccelli has tracked her down and said, we want you to, talk on our call, but of course we can all listen to that call too. So that's a great refresher. You can believe me, I will be watching because I always have more to learn from Amber on virtual. And so I put the Zoom numbers in that post. They can also come from hosting your own. That can be in person or on virtual. You can do it alone. You could do it with someone on your team, upline, success line, sideline. Fran and I are offering one or doing one on Thursday night. Promise I'll have my head around it as soon as this call's over, Fran. I know you're getting worried, but we're doing a 30 days to healthy living on Thursday night. And then for all of you, if you've seen the post, we're doing a Discover Arbonne next week. And so you can see the information on that. So those are things that we're just hosting ourselves. If you're new, play the new card and say you want to practice, and ask a couple of supportive friends if they'll bring a couple of friends that you need to practice. I would love to be able to play that card, but I cannot do that anymore. But if you can do it, do it. And people will usually want to help you and let you practice on them. And then do you have a list written down of people you know? Something I did to tweak that 100-name list that we've all heard about a lot. Something I did at the start of the year to tweak that is I just wrote out headings of all the different ways that I know people and just started putting people's names in there. And wow, it's like, here's neighbors here, neighbors in past neighborhoods, college friends, high school friends, those I've been in Bible study groups with, those I've been in different churches with, my tennis teams I played on 2 or 3 years ago, networking groups, people with whom I do business, people I've met out and about. You start doing that and you know more people than you think. And sometimes I found it's the ones that are maybe not in my very closest circle who are honored to be asked and who really want to help. You never know. They just don't rule out anyone. And last, if you get your mind around all that this opportunity has to offer and begin to look for ways to give it away to others, you will be amazed at who starts appearing in your path. I'm going to see if I have time to share this. I do. As a personal example, on January 1st, I wrote down as my #1 business goal for the year to promote 7 direct area managers. I write that down every single morning, not because of what it would do for my business, but because I know how area manager is life-changing. Area manager changed everything, for Connolly. I think you shared on that last call, what did it mean to, begin to earn an area manager income as a teacher? And I know that the ripple effect of 7 area managers who would have districts who would soon become areas, and all the preferred clients those affect, there's a lot of lives changed if there's 7 new areas. So I write this down every morning. I think about it. I believe it. I expect it to happen, and I'm working for it to happen. I'm not just looking at it written down in my journal and thinking that's all I need to do. Now I'm taking action steps. So I'm going to quickly share 3 stories with you because I want you to be able to picture yourself having conversations like this. Connolly and Amber, sorry, but you've already heard them all. You can take a break for a second because I keep bouncing these off of you. But one is an old college friend came to mind. We had never spent time together, like one-on-one in college, but we were sorority sisters. So we lived in the same sorority house for at least a year of college time. And through Facebook, about 3 years ago, I saw that her husband died, and I reached out then. And we have had more conversations through Messenger in the last 3 years than we had in the 35 or however many, I won't count that, before. And just getting to know more about each other. We don't message all the time, but maybe it'd be a couple of months and we write a little bit more. And she kept coming to mind for this business, thinking this could be, this is a time in her life where things are not where she expected them to be. You can't help it if someone just keeps coming to mind. And I didn't have her number. So one day, a couple of weeks ago, I just wrote a really heartfelt message to her in Messenger and sent it and told her, what I'd found in this and, what I thought that she would see in it. I was pretty sure she didn't need the money. So I didn't focus on that. I focused on the community that we have and the purpose that we have, and gave her my number. She not only wrote an essay back, but she also picked up the phone and called me and talked forever and saying she had been praying about what to do next, that she had moved from all the support she had to be near her grown children when her husband died, but now was lonely and really craving community. And when she received my package with samples and catalog and all of that, began to read more, she even thanked me for considering her to be part of such an amazing company and mission. I still don't know if or when she'll start, because she's still 3 years later very deep in grief over the loss of an awesome husband. But our friendship is continuing to grow. And the win is not going to be that she does or doesn't do this business. The win is that I got out of my way and didn't worry about what she was going to think, or is she going to tell the rest of our sorority sisters, watch out if Dina calls, she's going to be selling you something. Hold on. Those little thoughts still come. You just have to learn to, shut them out and do what your heart's leading you to do. All right, my other 2 are much shorter. I was in Trader Joe's a couple of weeks ago, saw someone that I recognized as being a salesperson in a store that I shopped in a lot. And I remembered her name, said her name, which she loved, but she told me she was no longer working there because she needed time off to be with her children on certain times, and the store wouldn't work with her. And so she quit. I said, so what are you doing now? And she said, I don't know. She said, I have not figured out what to do next. So we're in the grocery store. I know she has not come in to hear an opportunity presentation. So I just gave her, 2 quick sentences about, I would love to share with you what I am doing. I know I don't want to hold you up grocery shopping, but could I get your number and I'll just get in touch with you? And could we just get together and talk? And she gave me her number, and she has been very responsive, set a time to meet last week, had to cancel because of a death in her family. But when she got back in town today, she texted me and said, I'm back. When can we meet? And we're meeting tomorrow. So I did not have to go chase her down a month later thinking, I know you're back by now. She's, so I'm really, really looking forward to that. And again, she may or may not begin, but it's a win that I just offered it as the gift that it is. As Bob Heilig says, we are paid problem solvers. She may or may not see this as the solution to her next step. but it is a viable solution and what I want to offer. Hold on. Usually have breaks in talking, but not tonight. All right, last one. After a few conversations with the general manager at Taziki's, who's catering our dinner Friday night at Connolly's house, I was so impressed with her customer service, her follow-up, hadn't met her, but I asked if I could drop off a gift for her from my business. I told her what it would be. I said it's going to be skincare, protein shakes, fizz sticks. Not sure if you're familiar with Arbonne. And she emailed back and said, I've heard of it. I've wanted to try it. I just didn't know how, which means, or what'd she say? I never had the chance, which makes me think, well, that's because no one asked her to try it. So I met her when I dropped the samples and I said, I'm going to email you and tell you how to make a shake. And when I emailed her, I closed with this. And instead of sort of saying what I said, I thought I just copied it in my notes and I'm going to read it because it's not complicated and it's not anything that any of you wouldn't have thought of, or you could have even said much better. All I said at the end of my email was, you are so great with people and customer service. If you'd like to learn how you could earn a significant stream of recurring income with Arbonne, let me know. I'd love to meet you for coffee and talk. It's a simple business that can be worked around a full-time job. I started over 15 years ago and love helping others succeed in this. Have a great day and enjoy trying everything out. And that was the end of my email. So a couple of days later, this was her email. I was able to make my first shake this morning and loved it. Thank you so much for letting me try it. I'd love to get together for coffee, parentheses. I will never turn coffee down, and see what Arbonne is all about. I was vegan for 3 years, and while it didn't work for my diet, I like to try and make the best choices I can and consistently use only vegan products for personal care. I've been looking for a second income so I can work around my current schedule. So you've definitely got my interest, and we're meeting on Thursday. So I share these 3 examples from the last couple of weeks, hoping you can see easily for yourself having these simple conversations. I know you think that it would be easier once you were a region, but it's because I offered the gift of this opportunity in my first week in business that I promoted so quickly to district. It was because I offered the gift of this business as a district manager that I promoted to area with 2 districts promoting on the same day. So, you can't say, what did I say up here, that, I've been doing this 15 years and love helping others succeed in this. Don't key in on that and go, I can't say that. You can say, I just started this week and I am so excited for what I'm going to be able to create in this. So you don't have to already have accomplished anything. You just have to be knowing where you're going, who you're following. So earlier today in the Go for Gold group, National Vice President Ashley Hall did a live. I haven't watched it yet because I saw her full talk in Miami, and this is a shorter version of it, but I'm still going to watch it. I don't know if any of you had a chance to watch yet. She was one of my top favorite trainers in Miami. Her background is she was a math teacher, and then to earn extra money, she was teaching dance. She was married with a baby, and in her words, I don't know if she says it on this call, but she said that they were not even living paycheck to paycheck. They weren't even making it there, and that she was praying for an answer. If you have 25 minutes more of brain space after this call, or else just do it in the morning, go over there and listen to Ashley share her story. She was asked to train because she had so many in her nation promote to area manager in 2021. Not everyone starts with the desire to become a regional vice president or a national vice president, and that's not what it's about at all. This is a place where everyone is welcome, everyone is valued, and it's an awesome thing to be, just in it for fun as a consultant, or earning some extra money as a district, or earning some life-changing money as an area manager. But I believe that most people do begin with the desire to reach area manager. The monthly income in there ranges from $1,000 to $3,500, and that is significant. That opens up a lot of choices when you're in that range. So take the time, if not tonight, then as soon as you can this week, and watch Ashley Hall's live. All right, almost through here. I posted the recognition this afternoon am working on making a recognition video like one that I saw, but technology was in my way. So hopefully next month you'll see a recognition video, but I want to read and recognize every single Hope Dealer who changed one or more lives in January, which means enrolled one preferred client or independent consultant with a 150 order. And to just have a simple order, I just alphabetized them. So here we go. Jenny Ball, Janet Benson, Rachel Camfield, Jennifer Condry, Becky, I need to learn how to pronounce your last name. You're new, Some, Jenna Caldwell, Amber Fry, Dina Kretzer, Danielle Hanna, Amber Lillestrom, Maggie Nagard, Rihanna Peasy, Cynthia Raber, Jamie Stafford, Connolly Stewart, and Kate Stone. So congrats to all of you, because of each one of you, or I'm in there, each one of us, a life has been changed in some way, and we have no idea of the ripple effect that will go on from there. So I'm going to wrap up with taking about 3 minutes to talk about Path to Empower and Empower Live. Empower Live is what we've been calling GTC all of our Arbonne lives, but this year it's called it's called Empower Live. We get the connection here. So Path to Empower, this is the third and final one this weekend. It's the only one that's offered virtually. I think most of you are signed up for that. You can, if not, you can register for $25 online up until the morning that it starts. And then when you log in on your own device, and that's because a lot of us are watching it together, but you got to log in on your own device, then you'll receive the 100 points for AIT towards Punta Cana. It takes sales of 4,000 QV to get 100 points. So this is a really great gift from Arbonne. Thank you very much, Arbonne. So if you're in the Richmond area or can trek over here, I think you all know by now, we're gathering at Connolly's house for dinner Friday night, all out of town, back over to watch it all day on Saturday. All out of town guests are welcome to stay with Connolly or me. Ryan, her husband, is taking one for the team and taking those boys to visit his parents. So Connolly's got a full out girls hotel over there. And we would love for you to come, her house or mine. If you're not here, Rihanna's like, I'm going to be there. I wish. If you're not here, but there's even one consultant near you, get together and watch it live. And if you're watching it all alone, I mean, you all text us that are together so we can, feel like we're all still watching it together. And then if you're watching it alone, commit to having a team coming with you to Empower Live in Las Vegas. Registration for that is going to open April 5th, if you want to write that down. If you have never been before, it is a game changer for your vision and for your perspective, for personal growth, and so much more. Ask anyone who has been even one time. And if you think you don't know your Hope Dealers family, you will leave with a slew of best friends when it is over. I have always been asked by those who haven't been there before about the cost. So I'm going to make just a couple of quick comments on that now. I can kind of like type it in if I'm off on registration, or Fran or somebody with more of a brain tonight. It is usually a little under 300 or 200 to 300, somewhere in there. And there's always an early bird option that's less. Okay, it was somewhere in the range. So just think somewhere around 250 to 300, what is the most I would think that it would be. I haven't seen it yet. You can usually get very reasonable flights to Vegas. You can share a room with one other or two others or three others, depending on how much money you want to save and how much togetherness you can stand in your room. And most of us make shakes and coffee in our rooms and don't have a real expense, any extra than we would have had at home for breakfast. There's lots of choices and price ranges on where to eat lunch or dinner. I am going to make a note and call and book in advance our private section of our favorite little place where we've gone so many times before the first night. Broadway Burger, I'm not a burger person, but they have the best veggie burgers on earth, and sweet potato fries. That dinner is usually under 15. I recommend, that's not a rule, but I recommend not bringing husbands. Husbands double the cost of the airfare. They double the cost of the hotel room. They double the cost of the food. And you really cannot be all into a business conference and on vacation with your husband at the same time. The business conference part of it takes up a huge part. My husband has never been to a GTC. If you can disregard my advice and I will love you to pieces, you just will have a hard time being all one or all the other. So if you go alone, the total cost with registration, airfare, hotel, and meals should be about $1,000. And there is a simple plan I can give you to cover all of that in advance. Do you want to know what it is? It's Earn Your District Manager Achiever Award, February through July. That would be $1,200. You would have all of it covered. Or if you're a consultant right now, earn your Independent Consultant Achiever Award in February, and then earn your District Manager Achiever Award after March 1st when you promote to district. And you do that through July, and that will be $1,100 in your Achiever Awards. Your Achiever Awards right there would cover every bit of your cost to go out there. Rita Davenport always said, if you will take the coins out of your purse and pour them into your mind will fill your purse to overflowing. And that is just one way to describe what going to Empower Live would do. She also said your $1 million takeaway might come from the trainer on stage, but it might come from a consultant in the line to get coffee and just a conversation. And I think all of us have experienced that. So heads up, several of us who are National Vice Presidents in Deanna's Success Line are putting together a boot camp for area manager by GTC or Empower Live. So watch for details soon, but don't wait for it. Instead, decide what you want. Decide what you're willing to give up now or exchange in the short term in order to get what you want. Keep associating with people who will help you get what you want. Have a plan that works, and then work the plan, because you will change countless lives as you go. All right, I am going to stop the recording and tell you all how much I love you and how great it is to be with you again. Good night, everyone.